The world is grappling with climate change and countries are taking up the task along with corporate giants, small and medium startups in renewable energy space. In fact, if we look around, we'll find so many people taking steps to reduce their carbon footprints and promote clean energy. You must be wondering why I'm telling you this today. Well, let's start from the beginning. I'm Holly, and in today's Buzzing Trends show, we're going to take a look at the leading stocks of solar companies contributing to the cause of clean energy and their projected growth on the Australian Stock Exchange. So let's kick it off. Backed by favourable government policies, abundant solar resources and growing demand for electricity, the solar energy industry is rapidly growing in Australia. The Australian government is a significant contributor to the promotion and increasing adoption of solar photovoltaic. It has an ongoing Clean Energy Initiative Solar Flagships program to aid the development of large-scale solar power plants. With a rising interest in solar power, quite a few ASX players engaged in this space are grabbing attention. Time to take a look at the leading stocks of solar companies. To kick it off, Meridian Energy goes with the ticker code MEZ. Incorporated in 1998, Wellington-based Meridian Energy engages in the trading, generation and retailing of electricity. It generates electricity through wind farms, hydropower stations and solar farms in Australia and New Zealand. The company also provides financial and software development services. Recently, Meridian Energy and one of New Zealand's largest energy retailers and generators, Contact Energy, announced that they're looking to build the largest ever green hydrogen plant in New Zealand. Over 200 billion New Zealand dollars has been committed to the private sector and governments to aid the hydrogen economy's development. Now looking at some financials, in its June operating report, the company reported that its national hydro storage increased to 92% of the historical average. Meridian Energy reported a 2.2% increase in sales for the residential segment, a 37.5% increase in sales in the small to medium business segment, and a 15.4% increase in corporate sales. Sales retail volume were also up by 12.8% for the New Zealand division. On the 22nd of July, Meridian shares closed at $5.80, down 0.393%. The next one on our list is Mercury NZ, which trades on the ASX with the ticker MCY. Founded in 1998, Mercury New Zealand is a New Zealand-based energy firm engaged in producing, trading and selling electricity and other related activities. Its business operations are through the generation and wholesale, retail and other different segments. The company is also trialling battery tech combined with solar generation, and they have recently entered into a binding agreement with New Zealand electricity generation and retailing company Trustpower to acquire its retail business for 441 million New Zealand dollars. In 2020, Mercury reported a 9.1% increase in sales, and on July this year, their shares closed at 6.460, up 0.310%. Moving on to the next one on our list is infratail, which goes with the ticker code IFT. New Zealand-based utility firm infratail owns and operates investments and infrastructure business in New Zealand, Australia, the US and Europe. It retails electricity, natural gas, telecommunications services and bottled LNG, that is liquefied natural gas. The company is also a renewable energy developer throughout North America. Infratail is a large-scale renewable energy developer and owns 22 hydropower stations. They announced last month that the alternative asset management Morrison & Co. had acquired about 2.65 million of its shares for a consideration of about $20 million. Infratail had approved the on-market acquisition back in March. On the 22nd of July, the company's shares closed at $7.10, down 0.281%. On to the next company, and solar company stock is Genex Power, trading on the ASX with the ticker GNX. Focused on generating and storing renewable energy, the Australia-based power generation firm debuted on the ASX in 2015. Genex is engaged in generating power through hydro, solar and wind projects. Their major flagships projects include Kidston Clean Energy Hub, located in Queensland. This will integrate a large-scale solar generation along with pumped storage hydro. In its quarterly report released on the 29th of April, Genex reported net revenue of $3.5 million onto the 50 megawatts Kidston solar project in March. The company also made significant progress with the K2 hydro project, known as Kidston Pumped Storage Hydro Project. The company is also excited to expand its energy storage portfolio via development of a 50 megawatt battery energy storage system in Queensland. Some of its other projects include the Gemelong solar project that was initiated in December, and Genex has acquired the Gemelong project in 2018 from Australia-based tech company Vast Solar. Their shares were trading at 0.230 in line with the previous close. And last but not least, the next company on our list is Solar Stock. AGL Energy goes with the ticker code IGE. Engaged in generating electricity through solar power generation plants, hydro, wind and thermal plants, AGL Energy deals with the retail sale of electricity, gas, solar and energy-related products. The company is a large-scale energy provider to residential wholesale customers and small and large businesses in the country. AGL recently confirmed a demerger to create two different energy businesses with a separate listing on the ASX. The company has also reported a savings of around $150 million in its expenditure savings in the half-year financial year. The company feels confident in growing its customer base with a target of 4.5 million services by the financial year 24. And on the 22nd of July, AGL Energy shares ended at $7.960, up 0.632%. Alright then, that was our take on the leading stocks of various solar companies that are growing and are projected to grow even more in the future. Hope you liked this episode of the buzzing trends on the leading solar companies stocks listed on the ASX. Keep watching Kalkine TV for more live market updates. Holly Shields signing off.